Missed them both. The final heave from midcourt and beyond, and Nigeria.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning here on Sports Central for another sports ride here on Spectrum Television. My name is Umar, and it's a pretty exciting morning to be back with the big headlines from the sporting world. This one will consider the WTA rankings, the very latest, following what happened over the weekend in Bogota, and of course what happened in Charleston. Well, the Monte Carlo Masters has served up in the ATP. We'll take you through some first-round clashes, and of course what to expect in the second round. The NPFL returned yesterday with 3 fixtures, one very strikingly consensus here. As a pipe might, we're talking about Coach Deji Ayeni picking up his first 3 points as a Akwa United manager yesterday at the National Champions to take you through the events of the day and of course the consequence going forward. We'll also look at the UEFA Champions League second leg and the quarterfinals. Returns later tonight across Spain, and of course the other clash built for the Allianz Arena in Germany. We'll also talk about the Super Falcons of Nigeria this morning, involved in a game against the Olympic champions Canada, the second of what was a 2-legged tie. We'll tell you comparatively how it happened across 2 legs, lessons learned from there, and of course the journey ahead for Wandy Wardrum and the ladies. All right, so in typical fashion, we'll begin the show this morning with sports wrap-up, bring up to speed with the very latest stories making rounds in this ever-evolving world. It's time. All right, so we'll begin the conversation this morning from the WTA and the tour rankings as we had it, the latest released and following the action moving to clear last season with the 50th edition of the Credit One Charleston Open, WTA 500 tournament, as well as the Copa Cosanitas WTA 250 event. And now here's the direct consequence on the rankings. The Bogota final featured a pair of players ranked outside the top 200. The first such WTA title match since the inception of computer rankings. Germany's Diana Maria won her second career singles title and first since 2018 Mallorca, and she became the first mother of 2 this century to lift a WTA trophy. By winning the title, Maria earns 290 ranking points as she climbs 123 spots, moving from 237 to 114 in the world. Elsewhere, Brazil's Laura Pigossi finished as runner-up in Bogota, competing in only the 3rd singles main draw of her career. Pigossi jumped 86 spots from number 212 to a career high number 126. Now let's talk about the big one. Belinda Bencic won her first clear-cut title in Charleston, becoming the first Swiss woman to win this title since Martina Hingis in 1999. Having reached the quarterfinals earlier this year, Sydney and St. Petersburg, along with a title run in Charleston, Bencic books her return to the top 20 this week, climbing 8 spots to number 13. Formerly, she occupied the number 21 spot. Other notable ranking jumps saw American Amanda Anisimova reaching the semis in Charleston. She climbed 14 spots from number 47 to number 33. For Katerina Alexandrova, she reached her first clear-cut semifinal in Charleston, rising 14 spots from number 54 to number 40. After a 3-month absence from the top 100, a former world number 21 Diana Yastremka returns to that echelon, having reached the Bogota quarterfinals, climbing from 102 to number 93. Now from the WTA, let's talk about the ATP big stories. Yannick Sinner battled into the second round of the Monte Carlo Masters yesterday, but his victory was not without a scare. Sinner clawed past Croatian Borna Coric 6-3, 2-6, 6-3 after 2 hours 28 minutes in a clash between the former Ricardo Piata prodigies. The 9th seed who next faced Finnish qualifier Emil Rosberg or German lucky loser Oscar Rote. Elsewhere, Alexander Bublik ensured it would not be a winning return for Stanislav Wawrinka yesterday Monday at the Monte Carlo Masters, downing the 2014 champion 3-6, 7-5, 6-2 to reach the second round. Former world number 3 Wawrinka was competing in his first tour level match in 13 months, and he showed little sign of rustiness for large periods. as he crushed forehands and hit trademark backhand with great depth and top spin. With his victory on court Reina 3, Bublik now leads Wawrinka 1-0 in their ATP head-to-head series. Our next face 13-seeded Pablo Carreno Busta after the Spaniard edged Argentine qualifier Sebastian Baez 6-4, 6-4, 6-2. Now Sebastian Cordels made a winning start on his debut at the Monte Carlo Masters, overcoming Dutchman Botic van der Zandschulp 7-6, 6-4 to reach his second round. The American arrived at the third ATP Masters event of the season off the back of a run to the third round in Miami, but was made to work hard against the world number 41 in his first clear-cut match of the season. The world number 42 next face Miami Tatlis Carlos Alcaraz in what will be a rematch of the Intesa San Paulo Next Gen ATP Finals 2021 Championship match, which the Spaniard won. Joe Wilfried Tsonga competed at the Monte Carlo Masters for the final time yesterday, Monday, after he lost to Croatian Marlin Cilic in the first round. The Frenchman, who recently announced he will be retiring after Roland Garros was unable to handle Cilic's aggressive ground strokes, with the world number 22 triumphing 6-2, 6-2 after 69 massive minutes. With his victory, Cilic now leads Tsonga 7-2 in their ATP head-to-head series, and will now face Indian world champion Telefrit to a wildcard Lucas Katarina. The 33-year-old is a 20-time tour-level champion and has clinched titles on clay in Umar in 2012 and in Istanbul in 2017. Now to the NBA, where Los Angeles Lakers have confirmed the sacking of head coach Frank Vogel following the team's failure to make the NBA playoffs. Vogel, appointed by the Lakers in 2019, led the franchise to an NBA championship in his first season in charge, and despite a first-round playoff exit last year, so his contract extended to 2023. However, injuries to star players LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and a poorly built roster contributed to the Lakers struggling to an eventual 33-49 record, but look good enough for 11th in the Western Conference. Now to the Commonwealth Games, where the 2026 Games have been officially awarded to the Australian state of Victoria. It should mark the 6th time the Games have been hosted by Australia, but it is the first time a state or region has been awarded the multi-sport event. The 2026 Commonwealth will be staged across several cities, including Melbourne, which hosted the 2006 Games. 16 sports have been confirmed on the initial program, with up to 7 more set to be added. Australia's Gold Coast hosted the last edition of the Games in 2018. The 2022 Commonwealth Games will take place in Birmingham from the 28th of July to the 8th of August. From winter sports now, American figure skater Elise Aliu has announced her retirement at the age of 16, saying she's achieved all of our goals in the sport. The teenager is a 2-time U.S. national champion. Liu claimed bronze at this year's World Championships and competed in the 2022 Beijing Olympics, where she finished 7th. Liu won her first senior U.S. title in 2019, aged 13, landing a rare triple axel jump and breaking Tara Lipinski's record to become the youngest national champion. She defended her title in 2020 and became the top-ranking American at the 2022 Olympics, an event dominated by the doping controversy surrounding Russia's 15-year-old Kamila Valieva. A late equalizer from Canada. In football tonight, Super Falcons, a famous winners both teams, settled for a 2-2 draw in the second leg of their friendly games in Victoria on Tuesday morning. The first meeting between both teams on Saturday in Vancouver ended 2-0 in favor of the Olympic champions. Ifeoma Numonu put the Falcons ahead inside the opening 5 minutes, with Canada back on level terms, courtesy of Christian Sinclair's locked finish 4 minutes after the restart. The Falcons were back in front thanks to Rashidat Ajibade's 53rd minute goal. And on 88 minutes, Canada's persistence eventually paid off as Shelina Zadowski's header from across bit the brilliant Nadosia to bring the score to 2-2 finally. Umar Sadiq was on target for Almeria, who defeated Ponferradina 3-0 in the Spanish Segunda Division game played on Monday night as a race for the title and promotion to the Spanish top flight hot up. The win saw Almeria climb to second place, moving to the last automatic promotion spot on 66.1 points behind leaders Eibar, with 7 games left in the season. It was Sadiq Umar's 16th goal after 29 games played in the Spanish second tier this campaign, 4 goals away from equaling his 20-goal tally for last season. And that's it on Sport to wrap up this one. We'll get talking after the short break. Don't go anywhere.